Oh, that's our grease trap. Found out that our grease trap is
Hello.
clogged. It wasn't working. It's like we're getting ready to put a brand new
I did not
place to
know.
write stuff.
I was just trying to, I thought, first, me and the nurse,
Yeah.
I did the board of health.
That's what it was. It was our grease trap. Yep.
I was just
Oh, well, yeah.
Congratulations, Harper.
Aiden.
Congratulations.
Look at
Look at us.
He's not excited about being here? There's a little,
Way to go, Dad.
there's a little smile. Whoa.
Must have been a good talk. Yeah, must have been effective.
Is he being a stinker? Is he being a stinker? That's bad if your grandma says so.
No, it's not. They treat him like it's theirs.
That's the only thing that's all they punish pretty well. Okay. Heather's having issues. She's over there.
Gotta go say, I'm waiting for Heather to give
I
me
know.
a sign. Technology is wonderful when it works.
Yes.
It's okay. We're waiting on technology.
Yep. Gotta wait for the live feed.
Your lucky day.
Huh?
It is 40.
Okay. So what should I do?
It is recording. You can go ahead and start it if you would like, and we can replace the live stream with the beginning recorded one if you choose to do that. And I will.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. Law requires recording.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll get caught up.
Recording is good. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to call the meeting to order at 7:05 p.m. I recognize we have a quorum present with 6 of our 7 members. Mr. Mann is out in the fields taking advantage of this wonderful weather. Do we have any additions or amendments to the agenda?
No.
Hearing none, then I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda?
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. Fiddler. Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda as presented. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. We've changed our sequence just a little bit. We're going to go straight to communications, and we're going to kick it off with our students of the month. And Mrs. Elkins is going to start us.
Harper, will you come up with me? I'm proud tonight to introduce Miss Harper Halton, and she's here tonight. Turn around, look at the board there. For April, and she's a Mrs. Okay. There. Yeah. Thank family for coming, because that's the most important. Family's there to support us. Yep, there it is. When we were outside waiting on the board to finish their important business, tell them what you found out in the yard. Tonight, because you found the clover outside. As you can tell, Harper is a wonderful student in Mrs. Newton's classroom. She's always doing what she should be doing, which is wonderful, and she's definitely a class leader. Mrs. Newton, what else would you like to add to that? Especially new things, the question of she's going to come to me and ask me more about it. And
Find out. Well, everybody is.
That is a great job. And as parents and family, I know that's what you want to hear about your child, that they're academically doing well and that they're doing well with their friends and everyone in their classroom. Mrs. Roberts are nothing but kind words to say. She says Harper comes to class, she does her work, and students who are struggling, she will help them with their work. Now, Harper loves being with her family, which is very, very obvious. She loves to play sports, likes to do gymnastics. And when she grows up, what do you want to be, Harper? A gymnast. And maybe we can watch her. Maybe she's the best of the best. So I'm very pleased as principal to say this is Miss Harper Halton, and she does a wonderful job at Cloverdale Elementary. Good job, Harper. And I bet she's the first student of the month that's ever brought with her before we close.
Yeah.
Get a congratulations. We're very proud of you.
Mrs. Millick?
Cloverdale Middle School is pleased to present Jacob Paquette as our April Student of the Month. Jacob is a sixth grader. I asked Jacob what he does to be successful in school, and he says he just works really hard and he just tries to keep himself motivated. Jacob's favorite subject is reading because he enjoys the stories that they cover in the class. In his spare time, he likes to play video games and he likes to spend time outside. When I asked him what he wanted to be when he grew up, he said he's not really sure yet. He's still thinking about it and keeping his options open. Jacob's teacher had some really good things to say. Mrs. Bailey said that Jacob is an outstanding student who exemplifies what it means to be student of the month. Jacob is a role model to his peers by showing his love of learning. He's very inquisitive and diligent in his work, and she can always count on Jacob to add to the discussion in the classroom. She says the future is very bright for Jacob, and she cannot wait to see what it holds. And Mrs. Smith said that she truly enjoys having Jacob in class. Listening to his intuitive perspective on solving problems is very impressive. He's able to analyze information, break down the content, and apply past examples to what he's learning now. He has earned a perfect score on 2 of our 3 iLearn checkpoint tests in math. And she is very excited to see what endeavors are ahead of him. And so we are very proud to present Jacob as our Student of the Month. And then CMS also has the Staff of the Month, Mrs. Clemondon. We are very pleased that Mrs. Clemondon as the Staff Member of the Month. Mrs. Clemondon is an instructional aide at CMS, and she works with all levels in our resource room. Mrs. Clemondon is an excellent team member. She is always willing to help any student with any kind of work that they bring to the resource room. She does a great job about communicating with classroom teachers, and she is aware of the needs that the teachers have in the classroom, and she reinforces those in the resource room. All the students who work with Mrs. Clemondon feel very supported and confident that they can get their work done when they're working with her. I am very confident that all the students who leave our resource room feel that they have been successful with the assignments that they brought. Mrs. Clemondon believes in the potential of every single student at CMS, even when ones come to her that are already a little bit discouraged or apprehensive about the assignment ahead. They leave feeling built up and able to do the work. In the resource room, kids often need extra encouragement, and Mrs. Clemondon is a perfect person to provide that. And so CMS is very appreciative of Mrs. Clemondon and all the work that she does for us at our school.
I like to echo that too. CHS is very appreciative of Mrs. Clemondon because her food is great. My wife brings it home, as you can tell. I'm kind of biased. No, she does a great job there too, right, Russ? Yeah. Chase Cofer, come on up. Chase is probably I've been doing this for 20 years. You know that, Chase? How old are you?
What? Oh, 17.
17. Today, Chase was going to be the first student that I said I was going to take student of the month away from him because he kept coming up and wanting to make sure he did not miss this night. And, but I want to turn. That's the type of person he is. He is a great young man. We are excited because students like Chase don't come along very often. When they do, you have to take a step back and think about how important some things are to individuals like Chase. And when we sometimes just take things for granted, he loves school. I think he likes being there. And everybody surrounding him is better today than they were yesterday by getting to know him. So this is Chase Cofer. He's a 10th grader. Who'd you bring with you?
Brought my aunt.
Yeah. And why is she special?
I mean, she's been a grandma figure to me because I never had one. She's just been there to help me in tough situations.
Good. Thank you for coming. Chase is a special man, and he was nominated by Mrs. Howard, our guidance counselor, but also he has a unique bond with Mrs. Dobbs, too, our other guidance counselor. So he is, as you'll see, his subjects in high school are statistics, psychology, chemistry, neurology, and astronomy. So he strives to be the best student he can be. He loves music production and poetry. He is high honor roll cumulative honors, academic excellence in principles of business, and he would like to get his academic honors diploma and will graduate with at least a 3.5 GPA or above, then go to IU to get his psychology PhD and bachelor's in neurology, and after that, get a job in the psychology field and settle down. That's his life goals. He knows that as a 10th grader, and we know that he is going to work hard at it. So he is our student of the month for April. And I always say this, you always know when a student is well-liked, loved. He is, like I said, a 10th grader, but every one of his teachers had something to say about him. So that means something. Mrs. Dobbs said Chase is always willing to help in whatever task is needed. He was a huge help with Chuck a Duck fundraiser and took place outside of our school hours. He is always engaged in our Bring Change the Mind Club, and he is extremely reliable. Mr. Williams said Chase is a pleasure to have in class. He always comes to class ready to work with a good attitude. He participates in class, is respectful, and gets along with his peers. Mr. Schnepp, Chase is a student who always tries to submit quality work. It is obvious that his schoolwork is important to him. He also demonstrates good citizenship, and he is well-mannered and polite. Mrs. Spadden, who's in the room, had this to say about him. He's an excellent student. He is hardworking and very attentive. He strives to succeed in academia and thoughtful and careful analysis of his work. Chase is always prepared for class. Mrs. Scott said Chase is an exceptionally reliable student who consistently completes his assignments with diligence and care. And Mrs. Hoffman, last but not least, said, I am glad Chase was chosen. He is responsible and dependable in his classwork and goes beyond being curious and always looking to learn more about a variety of subjects. He was the first to volunteer for the science team of the Super Bowl and really helped get the team going, enlisting another student. He is polite, kind, and always wishing me a good day at the end of the class. I look forward to having him as a student next year in more advanced classes. High school student of the month for April, Chase Cofer. Here you go. Okay, we're going to finish that. Okay, I didn't get pictures.
We're going to do the presentation before we let them go.
That'd be fun.
Okay. We're going to keep you for just a little bit longer because we would like to invite Mrs. Spada and Miss Terrell to the podium to make a presentation for us.
Good evening. I am Mrs. Spada. I'm a teacher at the high school, and I was presented an opportunity to go to Spain with 6 students over spring break. It was actually Mr. Schnepp was supposed to go, but he had to step back because of his father's illness. And so he came to me and asked me if I would go. And my first response was, I do not speak Spanish. And I was like, how am I going to get around Spain with 6 kids and I don't speak the language? But we have this wonderful company. It's called Education First Tours that we pair up with.
and they design the entire tour. So they work with the teachers. So they work with Mr. Snap to design this tour. And we have a tour guide with us the entire time that speaks Spanish and speaks English. So he was amazing. His name was Rafa, and the kids just, he was great. He was comfortable, he was knowledgeable, he was kind, he was patient, because he's basically taking 25 kids on a bus throughout Spain. So, and he's got to get us to museum visits. We went to Barcelona, we went to Madrid,
Zaragoza.
yeah, Zaragoza. We have to travel, you know, sometimes we were traveling like an hour to 2 hours to get to our events. And so he has to get us to dinner, and we have to be on time too, which was really important. But anyway, so you have a tour guide. They set up all of the events that you go to. I mean, we went to museums.
We went to national parks.
Yes, we went to national
We
parks.
went to historic land. What was it called? What am I trying to say?
Landmarks.
Landmarks.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So anyways, they set all that up. They set the tour guide up. They set all of our hotel rooms up. We have breakfast and dinner is paid for. The flight is paid for. The flights were wonderful.
Yeah.
The one thing I did when we finally got to Barcelona, I got to my hotel room and I kind of broke down because I was like, I actually got 6 kids across the Atlantic Ocean. Because I mean, you have to have your passport. I had never flown overseas. And believe it or not, 4 of these, I think, no, 2 had flown before. 4 of the kids had never even flown, and their first flight was to Spain. And these are kids that work, they worked at McDonald's to pay for this trip. And they were so appreciative, and they were so good. You guys would have been so proud of Cloverdale students, because we had to interact with schools, different schools within the United States. We had to interact with this entire new culture. We had to interact with people that didn't speak our language, and they were always polite, always kind, always on time.
Yeah.
They were what I would call, professional. They were just, it was wonderful. I can't say enough. It changed my life. It gave me a new perspective on the world. It gave me a new perspective on people. I just really appreciate the interaction I had with everybody. The kids, it just warmed my heart to see them. They all got along. These 6 kids, that some of them knew each other, some of them did not. But they all got along. They all embraced each other. They all supported each other. We had to make it through customs. We had to get through TSA. We had to, we were on a flight for how many hours?
It was like 8 hours and then 10 hours.
Yeah. So, and I will tell you this, Spain is beautiful. Madrid was beautiful. Barcelona is beautiful. But if you have not traveled to Europe, forewarning, their toilets are not as nice as ours. So we went to Barcelona, which Barcelona is like New York City, kind of. Yeah. So anyways, there's no public restrooms really to go to. You have to go buy coffee or, go into McDonald's, and most of them were out of toilet paper. So then I got into the habit of just packing my own toilet paper. The girls were like, okay, Spada, where's the toilet paper? But even that, these kids were they didn't complain. I mean, they really did not complain. They just embraced all of it. They completely enjoyed it. So anyways, and she made a little slideshow. Did you send it to, okay. You didn't get it?
Heather probably can't.
Oh, she can't.
Well, we can forward it to the board.
Okay, we'll do that. All right. Yeah. So Celeste was wonderful about taking pictures, and so she put just like together a little slideshow that she's going to send you guys. But she was kind of like my second mom. She was real mothering to all the kids. Plus, she had already traveled. Where have you been to already?
I've been to Costa Rica and Jamaica.
Yeah.
Very good.
And she is like, her path is to travel more. And several of the kids said that. They said they wanted to travel more. So,
Was your Costa Rica trip with the school the last time, or was it
Yes.
separate? Was it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
same one. Very good.
and again, I can't say enough about EF Tours. It's a wonderful organization. Safety is first. We always felt safe, always. They have headquarters all around the world. Their tour guides, everyone that I dealt with EF Tours is wonderful. It's a wonderful company. So I can't say enough about them. But anything else you want to add or?
On the slideshows with there are facts underneath each place that we've been to. I have a section off of Barcelona and Madrid. So you can see every place that we've been to and what we learned about it.
Yeah.
And also all the pictures that are on there, they are taken by me. And on the last slide, it's just a group photos and food and everything else. So you can see our mostly for what all we've been through and everything else, just to see for how much we got along.
Yeah,
for what we got
they
to
really
experience.
they bonded. They completely bonded. In fact, now this is funny. 2 of the boys bought matching outfits.
Oh. They've never met each other before in school, and they were best friends throughout the entire trip.
What happens when you go to Europe?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
They,
Yeah.
But
Oh, you just
They
missed
always their
it. You just
favorite
missed
part.
it.
Their
about the
part-
trip.
we went to go see a flamingo dance, and we also had to take flamingo dance lessons.
yeah,
So it was very fun.
we have that
and-
on video.
And I love the dances. We saw 3, and each one it tells like a different story, but you have to like kind of like decipher it for yourself. So
Mhm.
really liked it. It just like showed a lot of the culture and like beauty of it. I really enjoyed that.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. Any other questions or? It was amazing.
I had a good time.
You've left me speechless.
Well, so many good memories, so it's just so great to share it because again, it was 6 individuals that they all came together and they were just great. They were great human beings. I don't know what else to say. You would have been so impressed with the kids.
When I would take my entire 8th grade to DC and would come home, and the parents said, I don't think they learned anything while we were there. All we heard about was the bus trip and what went on in the motels. And I said, well, give it a little while and you'll really learn. And what they found was that when something came on TV, like was going on at the Capitol building, then they started spewing back all this information of what they'd seen and what they'd heard. To hear that you already have it recorded is just superb. And I assume you have shared that with your companions or will.
Yes.
Yeah.
Celeste, you know how much I love you.
Yeah, Celeste is
Celeste
amazing.
is a marvelous young lady, and I've had occasion because I'm in and out of the guidance office, and usually of a morning when Celeste is there. But I can understand how she would be your right-hand person.
She was,
and
absolutely.
Probably one of the most mature people on the trip.
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe even more mature than you at times.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
And every teacher needs that kid.
Yeah.
And I would like to thank Mrs. Fett for going at the last minute.
Absolutely.
Because that was a
That
big
was
ask,
awesome.
and we appreciate you filling in
It was
and
wonderful.
making the trip possible.
It was wonderful.
Very good.
Yeah, I completely benefited from it. So
Well,
yeah.
I hope you tell your classmates and those that will be interested in going on next year's trip that it's really worth the time and effort to get to go.
Yeah.
So do that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right. You are welcome.
Now, to the rest of you, I get to say something a little nice. Okay, so I'm going to start with the oldest. I'm going to start with Chase back here. Wow. Several people have asked me if I had it to do all over again, would I do the same thing? And I said, if I knew then what I know now, yes. And the thing I would like to do is go back and do brain research to figure out how the brain works. So you be on the cutting edge of that and come back and tell us how it works, because it's got to be one of the most fascinating things you could possibly do. And keep up the good work. Now, Mr. Jacob, you don't know what you're going to do yet. Are you in the 5th grade or the 6th grade? I forgot. Okay, but you got a lot of time. So do a lot of exploring, okay? And when you find something that you really, really like, go for it. Okay. And maybe you'll come back to us sometime when you're in high school and be a high school student of the month too. How about that? That'd be all right with you? Okay. And Miss Harper, my goodness, your smile just lit up the place today. And make sure you thank that young lady sitting just on this side of you for being your video person, okay? And she actually was really proud of you. Now, I don't know about Mr. Aiden over here, whether he's proud of you or not, but you keep being the smart young lady and cute young lady and helpful young lady, and I know you're gonna be just fine, okay? And being the middle child, hang in there, okay? Don't let the big one beat up on you, and don't push around the little one too much, okay? Okay. With that, we're going to thank all the parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles, and friends. And Stacy, you have to have the most positive outlook of anybody I know. I've never seen Stacy when she seems unhappy about anything. Well, Stacy, I'm going to tell you my theory, okay? After my first 10 years of teaching middle school kids, I declared myself a perpetual adolescent. I can think like them, I can act like them, and 99% of the time I know what they're thinking before they do. Does that work for you? I think that's there you go. With that, I'm going to dismiss all of you out for pictures. If you wish to come back in for the rest of the meeting, you're more than welcome, but you're not obliged to do so.
Bye, Aiden. He might come back to get away from you.
We might be better than him. You never know.
Said he'll come back to get away from you.
See you, Chase.
Bye.
Social studies or no, English in high school with Tracy.
So,
She is a hoot. And I didn't realize it until I sat down with her the other day. So she had us roll.
oh yeah, she's good.
She would be fun on the trip.
She would be a lot.
I can
fun
see
on
her
the
being a
trip.
good time.
Yeah,
But
exactly. Wow. Look at all these people that are left. We can go ahead and do things without Miss Emily, right?
yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. With that, we're ahead to routine matters. Have a request to approve the minutes, oh Lordy, for the executive session on March the 3rd, the executive session on March the 7th, the executive and regular session on March the 9th, the executive sessions on March the 10th, March the 16th, March the 24th, and March the 25th. Other than that, we don't have too many minutes to approve.
I motion to approve all those.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Carroll. Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. I have a motion and a second to approve all of the minutes for all of the meetings as presented. Does that work?
Very good. Yep.
Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Mr. Linton, we have requests for approval of the claims and the financial reports.
This month, requesting the board to approve the claims since our last board meeting and 2 payrolls in the amount of $3,663,495.97.
I'll make a motion to approve the financial claims and reports.
I'll second. Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. Thank you, Mrs. Lewis. I have a motion and a second to approve the claims and financial reports as presented. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, this is our time for our audience to have anything. And since we have nobody but staff here, I'm going to assume that nobody wants to say anything. So we'll proceed. We have no old business. And next we go into our list of new business. Mr. Linton.
Yes. Okay, so first item on the agenda this evening, want to notify the board that I had received notice from the Indiana Department of Education on March the 27th, 2026, of a excessive education transfer. Cloverdale has been put on that list of school corporations that transferred more than 15% of our education fund revenue into the operation fund. The total amount was 15.56. That was an error on my part in monitoring the amount of revenue that we had received. As I'd mentioned earlier, you're only allowed to transfer 15% of that into the operation fund, and I transferred more than a little more than 0.5%, 5.6%. On the second page in your board package, you can see the plan that's been put in place to keep that from happening again. So this information will be put in our minutes. We'll approve those minutes. We'll approve the minutes next month, and then post all this information on our website.
Thank you.
Information only.
Next, we have a request to approve adjusted days for our food service director.
Mr. Boyette, our food service director, has in your board packet a request to cut his days from 233 down to 135. This allows him to stay on our school health insurance plan and reduces his salary by $24,792.32. In talking with Billy, he's confident that he can still get all of the food service director position requirements with the state and our WIC food service co-op done in that amount of time. From that savings in time, we may come back to the board and ask for some additional pay for one of our head cooks to assume some of the day-to-day, but generally speaking, it shouldn't have a huge impact on the day-to-day operations. Many of the days that he wouldn't be here would be summer days when he'd be working and things like that. And appreciate all that Mr. Boyette's done over the years. He's kept our food service department in great shape, and all of his work on CEP has really put us in good financial shape as far as that's concerned. So I would recommend board approval.
A motion. Go ahead. I'll make a motion to approve the food service director's adjusted days. I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Lewis. Thank you, Mrs. Fiddler. I have a motion and a second to approve the adjusted days for our food service director. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. The next three items all go together, so if you want to explain all three of them together, and then we'll take separate motions.
Please. Number 3 on the agenda is we want Mrs. Ames all put a request in your board packet for all three of those items. The first one is to add 11th grade to the Cloverdale Distance Learning Academy School. We're currently 9 through 10, but it's just part of a planned expansion of that program. The next item on the agenda is request approval for Cloverdale Distance Learning Academy School profile to be amended. The current KA amend to K5. The next request is for CDLA Academy to create a CDLA middle school grades 6 through 8. So essentially in our administrative software. And if you look after this approval and everything's been approved by the state, we'll actually have 3 buildings at this point that are virtual. So give us 6 total buildings. And Kathy, I don't know if you have anything you want to add to that or not, but the good thing that it will do is allow us to disaggregate our test scores and all.
Yep.
Thanks.
With the new school level, with the take the dance classes, building with.
I'll make a motion to take care of the first one. Add grade 11 to Cloverdale District Learning Academy High School.
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. Fiddler. Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. I have a motion and a second to add grade 11 to the CDLA. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, request approval to change the CDLA to create, or the elementary to go K to 5.
My motion to approve the CDLA to amend grades K through 5.
I'll second. Thank you, Mrs. Carroll.
Thank you, Mrs. Haltom. I have a motion and a second to change the school profile for the elementary school to grades K to 5. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, we have to create CDLA middle school, grades 6 through 8.
Make a motion to approve, for approval to create CDLA middle school grades 6 to 8.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. Thank you, Mrs. Carroll. I have a motion and a second to approve the CDLA middle school grades 6 through 8. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, we have a request to approve an administrative assistant position for the CDLA.
So for a number of years, we have gone back and forth about when we needed to hire some additional staff for CDLA, and particularly to work with Mrs. Ames, some of the clerical kinds of work that she's done for a long time. And the time's come, we feel like it's appropriate time to hire this position. One of the things I didn't include in the board packet that I want to mention is that we've agreed to start this position out at an introductory level of $14.63 an hour, which is our starting rate for our instructional assistants, 29.5-hour employee. If we are unable to get someone satisfactory for that position in that job classification, I'll get back with the board, but we may have to increase hourly rate or number of days, things like that. But that's where we wanted to at least start. Hopefully the virtual school continues to grow this position and others will expand. I mean, that's the point or the hope behind it. But what recommend approval, please?
I'll make a
Question.
motion.
Yes.
So is the 1463, is that gonna hold you up if it's a month before you come back to the board to get more money?
No, I was hoping by that comment you give me the freedom to do whatever I had to do to hire
Nope.
somebody.
But I wouldn't be opposed to a window or a range.
Well, we would keep it within, okay, so 1735 would be the ceiling on that if it stays in the same classification.
Correct.
That would be someone that had zero, excuse me, up to 8 years of experience. Yeah,
So it would be based on experience.
potentially, right, yes. Yep. And what they bring to the table, like,
Do we need to amend them? Or before I ask for a motion, do we need to amend that to give
I
you
think
that
if we stay in the same
latitude?
job classification, we'll be fine.
Job
We'll
classification.
determine the pay rate, but I'll notify the board through email or
Okay.
whatever we're doing.
Okay.
Then we'll have some documentation to put in the file.
I'll make a motion to create the CDLA administrative assistant position.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Fiddler. Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. I have a motion and a second to create the CDLA administrative assistant position. Are there any other questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, we have a request to approve the adoption of our English Language Arts textbook.
Again, Mrs. Ames has a request in your board packet this evening. She's worked with our middle school and high school teachers to identify the curriculum they'd like to adopt for the next school year, right? For one school year, correct? Yep. So we recommend board approval this evening on that.
I'll motion to approve to adopt the English Language Arts textbook.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Lewis. Thank you, Mrs. Haltom. I have a motion and a second to approve the ELA textbooks as presented. Any questions or discussion? All in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, we have a request to approve the CHS 2028 trip to Italy.
So in your packet, you'll find at Mr. Stoltz's request for Cloverdale High School and CDLA High School students to attend Italy in 2028. Your board packet also had the EF tour information. It will be the exact same kind of trip that Mrs. Spada just described, same company and very similar agenda and itinerary while they're gone.
Make a motion for approval of the CHS 2028 trip to Italy.
I'll second.
That was Missy.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. Thank you, Mrs. Carroll. I have a motion and a second to approve the 2028 trip to Italy for our high school students. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, a request to approve the high school, summer school for 2026.
You've had an opportunity to review the list of high school courses that we would like to offer through Adminum to our students for credit recovery over the summer, and just requesting board approval.
Motion to approve the CHS 2026 summer school.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Fiddler. Thank you, Mrs. Haltom. I have a motion and a second to approve the high school summer school program. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, we have a request to approve the renewal of the school counselor use of time analysis.
Requesting board to approve this program. We implemented this thing, 2 years ago, I think. Something like that. Or Chelsea, you were part of that, weren't you? Yeah.
It was last year.
Just last year. But as you can read in the report, it's been a very useful tool that the counselors have really appreciated and wanted to renew that subscription. So we're requesting board approval for that tonight.
I motion to approve the renewal of the school counselor use of time analysis.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Carroll. Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. I have a motion and a second to approve the renewal of Huda.
I wondered if that's how you said that.
I was gonna say, well, it looked like, it looked like scuba, so I just ad-libbed. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Flip my pages. Next, we have a request to approve mentoring training throughout the corporation.
So this is part, Mrs. Millick put this program together for us. It was a mentoring program she already had established at the middle school. And as we looked at the new requirements for the TAG grant this year, we felt like it was a great transition for our teacher to be a part of that program in order to qualify for some funding from the state through TAG. So we formalized it as a corporation program, and we've outlined the individuals that are participating in that program. Mrs. Mullick will be providing the training for those teachers to be able to be mentors for teachers. So appreciate her work on that and just recommend board approval.
I'll make a motion to approve the CCSC mentor training.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Haltom. Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. Any questions or discussion? Nobody can have too much mentoring. All in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, approval of middle school homebound instructors.
So in your board packet, we have a request for 4 homebound instructors approval for their pay. We have 4 students at the middle school that's been determined by their case conference committee that is the appropriate placement for them at this point. And we will continue learning opportunity, educational opportunities for them in a home setting, and these teachers will provide the services for them.
I'll motion to approve the CMS homebound instructors.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Lewis. Thank you, Mrs. Haltom. I have a motion and a second to approve the homebound instructors for our middle school students. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, we have a request to approve the use of our track by the Eminence High School track team.
This is a request that we have come to the board before, and like being a good neighbor and appreciate the opportunity to help a neighboring school district out. So we just request the approval of the board this evening on this request.
Make a motion to for approval to allow Eminence High School track team to use the CHS track.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. Thank you, Mrs. Fiddler. I have a motion and a second to approve the use of our track for the Eminence High School track team. I will make a comment that more than 50 years ago, they helped us out by letting us use their gym for basketball games. So I think it's nice that we can return the favor. Anyone else? Questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, approval of our summer Snails to Trails program.
So probably one of the better programs that we offer. During the summer, we have kids that have an opportunity with staff and parent volunteers to travel all over the state for a variety of different activities, always very well received, and seldom have trouble filling a couple of buses up to travel through the state all summer long on these trips. We do have a little bit different leadership, as you've probably noticed as you've reviewed the packet. Still, great same opportunities and request board approval for that this evening.
I'll make a motion to approve the Summer Snails to Trails 2026 program.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Fiddler. Thank you, Mrs. Holcomb. I have a motion and a second to approve this year's Summer Snails to Trails program. Any questions or discussion? All in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, we have a request to approve donations to the middle school and the high school.
We have one donation for the middle school and 4 donations to the high school that we are requesting the board to approve this evening.
Make a motion for approval of donations to CMS and CHS.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. Thank you, Mrs. Fiddler. I have a motion and a second to approve the donations to the middle and high school. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, approval of cash transfer ends.
In your board packet, we listed 4 students that since our last board meeting have requested transfer to Cloverdale schools. Recommending board approval.
A motion to approve cash transference.
A second.
Thank you, Mrs. Haltom. Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. I have a motion and a second to approve the transfer ends as presented. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, professional leave requests.
I would just request that you approve the leaves as outlined in your board packet.
A motion to approve the professional leave request. I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Lewis. Thank you, Mrs. Carroll. I have a motion and a second to approve the professional leave request as presented. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Approval of field trips.
We have 9 field trips requesting approval this evening. All but 1 are in state, and none of the trips are overnight, so they follow board policy.
Make a motion for approval of field trips.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. Thank you, Mrs. Carroll. I have a motion and a second to approve the field trips as presented. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Facility use requests.
We have 7 requests in your board packet that you've been able to consider. All of the requests meet the guidelines of our facility use policy.
Motion to approve facility use request.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Fiddler. Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. I have a motion and a second to approve the facility use request. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, request approval of personnel.
Request the board to approve personnel as outlined in your board packet.
Make a motion for approval of personnel.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Reitmeyer. Thank you, Mrs. Holtom. I have a motion and a second to approve personnel as presented. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Motion carried unanimously. Next, board and superintendent comments.
I do not believe I have any comments this evening.
Thank you all for coming this evening. Thank you all for coming and enjoying our meet and greet earlier this evening. I wish you nothing but good tidings and great joy and Merry Christmas. Adjourn the meeting at 7:50 p.m. Okay, it's been a long day.